I use a straight edge. This is a piece of metal I got at a Home Depot or whatever. I put some duct tape on the back side of it so that if I'm going to work on glass, it doesn't slide around so much. But the other side, I can use it on paper. So I'll lay this on here. You have a nice sharp knife, and this board is not very expensive. So if you end up cutting it all up, you just get rid of it, and, you know, or you could use it for something else. But you want to make sure that your outside bound borders are nice and straight, because well, I make my own picture frames, so I guess I could be off a little bit, but you know, you're just causing work for yourself if you don't get things straight right from the get-go. Try to do as best you can. So now you can either buy, you have these scissors that you can, I don't even have them, but you can buy these scissors that have like this has two, but you can buy another one where there's actually two on the top or two on the bottom, I can't remember, and it actually does this as when you cut, and it removes a strip of paper. I made a, you know, with a soldering iron, and I went and got, you know, a couple utility knife blades, and I just solder them to a piece of metal that I ground down to the right thickness, and as you can see, it's gonna give me a little, it's gonna cut a little ribbon out, a little spacer. And that spacer is important when you go to foil your piece later. So let me do a little bit of this, and then I'll catch up with you guys later. Here, let me show you how I do this. It started, I guess you could start anywhere, but once you do that, and then you see this little thing it cuts out, that little thing right there, that makes or breaks your piece. I mean, if you didn't have that taken out, your piece would just expand as you start from the middle. When you put this all together like a jigsaw puzzle, your glass, by the time you got out here, everything wouldn't fit because you got to have this little spacer removed. Okay, so I'll be back here in a minute. Take that out. Take this little guy off of there. There's my little piece. Everything looks good. Put this over on my master template. Keep track of it. Just keep going around the bend. I put a some kind of cardboard underneath it so that the blades would go into this. They sink into it, make the cut nicer. These don't have to be exact. You're gonna line them up later, and no one will ever see the pattern. As long as the glass matches up and it looks right when it's done. Okay, here it is. It's all put on a the master. There's a master template that, you know, I have extra ones, but you know, I take this and I lay it down on a table beside when I cut it all out, and then you lay it on here, and it almost comes alive. It looks like 3D or whatever. But as you can see, these are all loose. They're just sitting in there on top of another pattern that I can now find out where they are. I'm going to lay the yellow parts out on the yellow glass and on the light table, and that's next.